everybody. Welcome back to Costanza, a podcast about something, a podcast where I have a new setup for the time being. I am your host, Costanza.
And Jake from State Farm.
And this is episode number 85. So, yes, as you can see, I have a new setup for now. Not really going to get into it, but yeah, we have a few topics for today. Yes, it is my basement. I still live in my mom's basement. Judge me, okay?
Where do you think Joey Baloney came from?
Okay. But, so yeah, we're here to discuss a lot of topics tonight. It is going to be a hell of a pod. I'm here with Stefan as usual. Tasha and Jacob are on their way. Yeah, so this should be a fun night. Let me know if audio is good. If it isn't, I can turn it up or down as pleased. Audio stream's current bitrate is lower than Shut the fuck up. I'm still potting. Alright. So let's go ahead and start off with something that has already been discussed by me and Jake, but Stefan has not discussed yet. Stefan, what is your brief review of Toy Story 5?
Okay, so do you want me to give like an entire overview of how with the story behind Toy Story 5 or just my review? Overview, right? Yeah, because we all like reviewed the movie last week. So Toy Story 5 has to do between the dynamic. Toy Story 5 has to do between the dynamic between toys and electronics. Woody, Jesse, and Buzz are fighting with the electronics over like what is better for children to play with. And Jesse's like the main star of the movie, where she goes back to her old house, but she has an entirely different kid is living there. So she's trying to find her place in the world as a toy. Meanwhile, Buzz and Woody are trying to stop Lilypad from corrupting Bonnie into constantly using technology and not playing with any toys. So overall, the movie has a lot to do with the dynamic between toys and like electronics. Because like back then, kids played with toys. Now, kids play with electronics. You really don't see kids really play with like toys nowadays, which is really unfortunate. Because back in the day, we all played with toys and stuff, but nowadays I don't even think a kid knows what a toy is. But so overall, yeah, it's the big like fight between the toys and the electronics. And at the end of the movie, Bonnie gets a friend that likes her for who she is, that she plays with toys, and they become friends with each other, and they, in moderation, play with the toys and the electronics at the same time. So overall, that's pretty much how the movie ends, with the moral of the story being you can play with your toys and play with electronics as long as you use it with moderation and stuff. And also the moral of the story is too, like, make sure you know like who your friends are and stuff, and make sure you don't have friends that like judge you and stuff, because Bonnie was really getting bullied for playing with toys until she met up with that one friend and they both became friends, and now they play with toys and electronics together. So yeah, overall I think the movie was really good. It was definitely something that you were able to relate to, because we use technology all the time, and thinking about the next generation, we didn't really grow up with technology the same way these kids did. These kids grew up with iPads at the age of 1. We played with Legos and plush toys at like that age.
Figures.
Yeah, exactly. We played with toys when we were younger. Nowadays, these kids probably don't even know what a toy is, unfortunately. So like their generation is different than our generation and stuff. Like their iPhones is like our like plushy toys, which is really unfortunate. It's very good to like want to like your kids to like play with toys and stuff instead of like electronics, because playing with toys is what builds a child's creativity. If a child just plays with electronics and stuff all the time, number one, it's dangerous because there's a lot of crazy people on the internet, and plus there's cyberbullying and all the other stuff. And number two, if kids use electronics all the time, they're just going to be used to electronics doing everything, and they won't have any creativity because they'll just be so used to electronics and stuff like that, and they won't know like how to be creative or how to sit down and actually do things without using a computer. So yeah, overall I think the movie was really good. It had a strong message, and yeah, I thought it was good. You can't really take technology away from kids, because technology is the way the world is ran nowadays, but at the same time, technology really should be monitored, like how kids are using technology. Like it really should be monitored because, like I said before, there's crazy people on the internet and there's cyberbullies and all the other stuff. So you really want to make sure that like parents are really monitoring what their kids are using online. It's like what Jay Gooden said last week with the Toy Story review. He said, if like the parents don't take care of and monitor their kids, they'll end up learning, their habits from the streets. And that's not good for a child. So overall, I think the movie has a good message. I think, it's fine to use both like technology in moderation. And overall, it's good to, it's fine to use technology, but you also want to be creative and play with toys. And I think overall, it had a really good message. The only question I would really have for like Joe and D4 is they said they enjoyed the movie a lot more, but as they thought about it more, like they didn't really enjoy the movie as much, and I'm kind of curious as to why.
It's because of the toilet stuff, like the little toilet toys that followed Jessie around and basically helped her out. First of all, they were basically...
That was a little weird.
Yeah. They were basically MacGuffins, and second of all, how the fuck does a toilet toy connect to a fucking iPad? That makes no sense. Like...
Why is it connected to the internet?
Exactly, like it shouldn't be connected to the internet. It's like connecting a VTech with a smartphone. Like it can't work.
Is that to tell everyone in the world they just took a shit or something?
I don't know. Like it's
that's pretty much Twitter. That's pretty much Twitter in a nutshell. So yeah,
it just feels like they're just trying to like get from one place to another, and they're just like, you know what? Let's just MacGuffin the fucking toilet toys, and let's just go forward with that. And I will say the rest of the movie is pretty good. I enjoyed seeing like Jessie's backstory again with Emily. I think it came full circle, which I enjoyed. And I did enjoy most of the movie. Woody was completely fucking pointless, though.
Yeah, he was. He was sidelined.
But yeah, no, I think overall it was good. It's just I like it a little less because of like the obvious MacGuffins, and like I think the Buzz Lightyears in there were useless until the wedding, basically. So, and like the fact that they had to like fly them back to Bonnie's house. So
the scene that was probably the most powerful, like you said last week, when the girl Emily named her daughter after Jessie, that was a really powerful scene.
Yeah, I cried when I saw that. That was a really emotional scene.
That was a really good scene. I did like that very much.
Absolutely.
And like you said last week, it gave closure to Toy Story 2, because all these years later we've been wondering like what happened with Jessie and Emily, and now we finally get that closure, which is nice.
Yeah.
And I remembered something about Toy Story 2 I forgot to mention. So Emily put Jessie inside of a donation box with like a truck to donate to kids. That means that Elle literally stole from children. He stole that toy from like the Salvation Army, essentially.
Who's Elle?
The Jessie toy.
Al's Toy Barn.
Who's Elle? Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, I was so because he had the Prospector, he had Jessie, he had Bullseye, so he literally just stole it from children in need simply because he wanted to make money.
That's pretty evil. That's like stealing from that's like stealing from the St. Jude's hospital. Like, here, we're gonna take the money and everything from St. Jude's, and we're just going to sell it and stuff. That's pretty evil.
I would not be surprised if they actually do that, but yeah, no, that's pretty fucked up.
Yeah. Anyway, Joe, you had a question before?
No, I actually was going to give you guys a fun fact. So, originally, that scene with Jessie finding out about Emily's daughter, that was originally not supposed to happen. What was originally supposed to happen was that Jessie was actually supposed to reunite with an older Emily, who's basically a grandmother, and she was going to introduce her childhood doll, Jessie, to her grandchild, basically. But instead they just decided to go the like the other way, the one that you saw in the film, because I guess they thought it was just a more impactful resolution, and they just thought that like it was it was kind of like she has never been forgotten, because that was the whole point about Toy Story 2 and like her backstory is like she said, like, you'll never forget kids like Emily, but they'll forget you. She didn't. So I thought that was a much better scene than what they originally intended. So.
Oh yeah, that was definitely a much better scene, because you don't really want Jessie to get taken away from Bonnie. Plus, it really showed that like Emily truly never really forgot about Jessie, because she named her daughter after Jessie. So pretty much she's reminded of Jessie every single day.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Any other thoughts about it? Where would you rank this actually in amongst the other Toy Stories?
I think it would be the fourth best. I still think 1, 2, and 3 are still better than 5, but it's definitely but Toy Story 5 is definitely better than 4 by a landslide. It's definitely better than 4. It's definitely a lot more relatable, because we as adults are able to relate to that type of movie.
Yeah, I agree.
What did you think of the moral of the movie?
I thought it was good. Yeah, no, I thought it was a good message and all that.
Yeah, that's good. Like you didn't have any issues with it?
No, I didn't. It was just the MacGuffin stuff that I had an issue with, and Woody just being there for the hell of it, you know.
Sideline.
Right. Yeah.
Woody was there just because people wanted Woody back.
Right.
Oh, the end credit scene. Well, the end credit scene was also cool too, though, when they had all the Buzz Lightyears and stuff, and the one of the villains, what's his name, Zurg?
Yeah, Zurg showed up at the end.
Yeah, like he showed up at the end credits. So I'm guessing the next movie will have to do with Buzz and Zurg again, maybe. So
no, I think that was just a joke, because in the movie, like, Buzz is like, oh yeah, by the way, Zurg's our father, and they're like, no, like, that's just a callback more than anything. I don't think they're setting up like they are setting up a Toy Story 6, but I don't think it's gonna go the Zurg route. I think it's just gonna be like AI is involved or something. It's gonna be a conclusion to Bonnie's story in some way.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be like Bonnie goes to college, and then she has to give the toys away to someone else, and the cycle just keeps continuing.
I guess. I don't know. But we'll have to see.
Right.
Either way, let's move on to another banger. So, on Wednesday, X-Men 97 Season 2 came out, the peakest of peak.
Yeah.
So Jake and I watched it the other day. Jump isn't here, but I'm pretty sure he saw it as well. So spoilers ahead for X-Men 97 Season 5, episodes 1 through 3. They released episodes 1 through 3 on Wednesday, July 1st, and we have some thoughts about it. So, what did you think overall, Jake?
Peak.
Exactly. It's so fucking good.
Just one word, peak.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You know,
It's actually true cinema.
I love the fact that because they were split across the past, present, and future, each of those 3 episodes are about the group in the future, about the group in the past, and the present. And I like how they had different intros for each episode, depending on the characters that were going to appear there. Like, they had, like, the X-Force. That was cool.
Yeah, the X-Force was really good.
I actually really liked that episode with Cable. Like, I really thought like the X-Force storyline was pretty cool, because Cable is like an anti-hero, so he doesn't have the same like morals that the other X-Men have, so he's able to like do a bit more questionable things, and I thought that was just more interesting, because he's like a soldier. He's used to that kind of stuff, making the hard choices. I do like that concept of them being scattered throughout time. Like, some of them are in the future to fight Apocalypse at like the height of his power, and then the other ones are in the past to try to prevent him from even coming to power. But it kind of seems like that they're causing it to happen. It kind of felt like them trying to not make him evil pushed him to be evil.
Yeah.
And just like how the people in the future are trying to make Cable this, chosen one, this great hero, it's actually probably going to make him into the Cable that we already see. kind of like a time loop kind of a thing. I don't really think they're changing anything. I think they're actually just creating the timeline that they're already from. So it's like nothing really changes.
Yeah, I think that's a very clever idea to just kind of spin this in a way, because time travel movies are usually complicated, but I love how they're going about this, where it's like, oh, they actually caused this to happen. It's kind of like Harry Potter in a way.
No, it's like Terminator. Remember the first Terminator? How the end of the movie is essentially what's causing, like, the future with, like, the robots? It's literally like... Except that was pretty weird, because... never mind. It's a bit more complicated than Terminator.
No, I was thinking of Harry Potter because, like, about, like, Buckbeak and stuff like that. Like
oh,
that
yeah,
whole thing from
that too. Yeah, that too. Yeah, it's kind of like that kind of time travel. But I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm interested to see what's going to happen. Because Apocalypse is, well, an apocalyptic villain. I mean, it's in the name. Should say it all. But, man, I'm just happy to get back into it after all this time.
Agreed.
Because...
It's been too long.
So peak.
It is so fucking peak. And I will say I loved the first episode. It was great. Honestly, I think all three of the episodes are like kind of on par with each other. They all have something worth watching in there, and they all like flesh out the characters and they flesh out the story and kind of just merge the two together, because you know eventually they're gonna like meet up again and just like fight Apocalypse. That's gonna happen, but I love the setup, and I love how it just wasn't like one episode where it's like, oh, they're back, and now somehow they're back in the fucking 90s. Like, no, I love how they're slowly building that up.
It's kind of like, I forgot about this as well, that Apocalypse is actually traveling to the 90s as well. He's like, I'm going to strike the X-Men when they're most vulnerable, the 1990s, because they aren't there.
Yeah.
So really, it's only, what, Jubilee, and who's the other one? What's his name?
I don't know, the fire dude, Firespot or whatever.
Sunspot, right?
Oh yeah, Sunspot, yeah.
Yeah, they're like the only two that, well, not really the only two, but it's kind of scattered, really, the X-Men. So that would be their most vulnerable point. So I have a feeling that he's going to show up, and all the characters who show back up in the modern day are going to be like, oh shit, we brought him here. And then they're all going to have to fight him in the modern day. Yeah. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, that's true. What else? Yeah, no, I loved that X-Force reveal. That was a lot of fun. And I do love that, like, reveal to young Nathan that like Cyclops and Jean Grey are his parents.
His parents.
I really loved that.
That was a cool reveal.
And
they didn't have to be like, no, I am your father.
Nathan, I am your father. just like they had to like slowly build up to it, which is great. And,
it's like, oh, that makes sense. That's true. That's possible.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, Wolverine has bone claws, which apparently, you told me this earlier, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, because in the animated series, they never gave any indication that he had bone claws, because that retcon actually happened, I think, later on in the comics, they said that Wolverine had bone claws, but originally it was supposed to be that the people who gave him the adamantium skeleton gave him claws. That was always the story, and then they changed it in the comics, and they just chalked it up to his amnesia that he just didn't remember. But in the animated series, that was kind of being made around the same time as the retcon, but they never implemented it. So they never really implied that Wolverine had bone claws. They just... It was kind of always just assumed that he just didn't have them, and that he just got them when he got the adamantium. So, I guess they're kind of retconning it there a little bit as well.
Yeah.
And he just has bone claws because Magneto ripped the adamantium out of him. I mean, he does need to have claws somehow.
I guess, but again, it's a little annoying with the retcon, but I guess it's fine, because they did it before with Hugh Jackman, so...
I think there was an episode where, like, someone was, like, repressing their mutant powers, so Wolverine cannot heal, but he could still use his claws. He still had the claws come out, which those would probably disappear if they're just his claws coated with metal. They would just be gone.
True.
Because it like got rid of everyone's mutant abilities.
Also, off topic, but Wolverine's a fucking idiot for going up against Magneto. Because why would you go up against someone who can literally bend metal to his will, and you have a fucking adamantium skeleton?
It's Wolverine. He's
I
like
don't know.
that.
I mean, I get
He's
it,
cocky.
but
I don't know.
it's still stupid, you know? Like, every single time he goes up against Magneto, he gets folded like a fucking lawn chair. It's stupid.
Wolverine, I think when he gets that like thirst to fight, he can be pretty stupid sometimes.
I mean, he went up against the Hulk a couple times, so yeah, that's...
Well, that's different. Hulk can't bend metal with metal kinesis. Wait, no, that's not.
True,
that's not
but
the
I
right
mean,
word.
Hulk has like a strong ass punch.
Magnesis? No, not magnesis. That sounds
Magnesis?
stupid.
What the?
What would you call it to have telekinesis, but only for metal?
I
Metalnesis? No.
metalnesis.
No,
That
I'm
sounds like a
overthinking
phase of
this.
the Earth. Oh yeah, you heard of Pangea. Now get ready for magnesis.
That's when Magneto takes over the world.
That is true. Oh my gosh, you're right. It's metallokinesis.
Oh, it's metallokinesis?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Oh, I thought that was just a manipulation of Metallica. Okay.
No, Metallica, like the band.
Yeah, I was making a joke.
Oh,
Bad one, but still a joke.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
Metallokinesis? Never mind.
Okay, no, fuck you. But no, I'm really enjoying X-Men so far. It's a really good show. Stay tuned next week when we talk about episode 4, Rise of Apocalypse Part 2. Can't wait to see where they go with that.
Yeah.
I guess speaking of Wolverine, since his game is coming out soon, we got a little controversy. So PlayStation announced that in 2028 they're gonna get rid of physical media for good. There's no more physical media, and the internet is not taking it good at all, and rightfully so, because in reality it's about corporate greed, and
We want to own video games.
exactly. But we can't do that.
So that means that there's no more physical copies of games anymore for PlayStation?
Up until you'll have them for the time being, but by January of 2028 they're going to discontinue them altogether.
Wait, so what does that mean? So nobody just nobody owns games anymore?
Nobody's going
It's
to
just
own
like-
games. It's digital.
Yeah, but I mean, you still own the games digitally, right? Or is it like streaming services?
Not
where
technically,
you
because they
don't
can
own it?
remove it at any time. So
So
If
no
you
one
buy
owns.
it, if you buy
no
a
one-
game digitally, you kind of semi-own it, but you don't really. It's more like renting indefinitely until they decide you're done.
basically,
Wait, so
yeah.
for example, like we bought Mario Kart World digitally. Does that mean we own the game?
Yes and no. We have the game, but like Jake said, they can discontinue it at any time. So unless you buy a physical copy with a disc or like a cartridge, it's basically still the company's game. You're just borrowing it for the time being. It's like renting it out indefinitely until they decide, nope, you don't have it anymore.
So what's the difference between buying like a physical and digital copy? Because you're still buying the game. I mean, it's yours. I mean, how did they take that away?
The physical copy is yours. You have the disc. You have everything that you have.
They
but for
they
digital,
can't
you
go
have
to your
nothing.
house and take a you can't they can't go to your house and take away a disc, but they can just delete the game from your system or just make it not available to online service anymore, and thus the game will just be gone.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is a huge controversy, and it is a damn shame that PlayStation is taking an L, because I thought they were better than this, but I guess not. Oh well.
That's a little scary. Like, you put time into like a video game, and then like a game company just says, "No, we're taking that back now. We know you paid for it, but we're taking it back now. Bye bye all your save data."
That welcome to corporate greed.
And that feeling that you get when you get a new game, you open the box for the first time, you put the disc in, that feeling's just gonna be gone because you just click a button a couple of times and be like, okay, time to play.
Well, not even that. It
Yeah.
has to fucking download first, which takes
Oh yeah, that's
8
true.
trillion years. So it's like, okay, when do I play this fucking game? You know, there's like constant updates and stuff. Like, when do I actually play? When do I actually experience the thing I bought? And you don't get your money back either. That's the worst part. If they shut your game down, there's no refund or anything. It's done.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
So you're just paying
Plus,
fucking
when
$70 to $80 just for like a temporary fucking game.
Yeah. Plus, like with microtransactions and stuff, like you pay for a game, and then they're like, "Oh, you got to pay for more stuff in order to experience the game." Like, that's another thing about corporate greed. Plus, now with gaming companies, now a lot of the games are ending up becoming digital. I mean, if you're not buying physical games anymore, less and less, then these game companies are going to be owning more and more games.
Yeah.
You ever hear like that joke where it's like, if we don't own games, then piracy technically isn't illegal? You ever hear that joke? Because if we buy a game and we don't own it, why is stealing a game without buying it illegal? Because you can't really buy it anyways.
True. That's true. Like, it technically can't be.
Well, Nintendo's bricking people's consoles now who mod their Switches, so...
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
if I bought the system, doesn't it mean it's mine? Can't I just do whatever the fuck I want to it? If I want to break it with a sledgehammer, I can do that. It's my system.
Yeah.
I guess not.
But no, it's
I mean,
just
well-
gotta be greed. Like, no,
Yeah.
we made it, but do you think do you think it really belongs to you? Like, it just I don't know.
I don't know, it's weird. Like, it's like you own your system and your games, but at the same time you don't.
That's like saying, like, if I bought a chair, but I replaced one of the legs, they can walk in and take my chair away because I modified the chair.
Right.
Yeah, that's accurate. Wow, I didn't even come up with like that. That's actually a good comparison. Holy shit.
It's my fucking chair. You don't get to take it or make it unusable simply because I modified it a little bit.
Right. But I think the game companies are more worried about more modding and hacking, because I can understand people modding their games. I mean, as long as they're not bothering other people. But like, cheating in online games affects other people. So I mean, most people don't have an issue like if you're modding your game only for yourself. If you're like cheating against other people, like obviously that's a problem.
Well, yeah, I guess the big problem would be if you're selling a modded game. Then
That
then,
too. Yeah.
Then that would be illegal, because if you mod a game and then you like sell it to people, you're making a profit. You're kind of, in a way, it's kind of like you're profiting off of their product. But I just think like breaking the console is a little bit too extreme, because sometimes people just like kind of do that stuff because they want to, you know.
Joe C, the modded game featuring the broken chair.
Oh my god. But yeah, no, it's just I'm disappointed in PlayStation, and if they make a PS6 and there's no physical games, I'm not buying that at all. I'm just sticking with the old consoles that actually gave a shit about your games.
I haven't bought a PlayStation until a PS2, so I mean everything else has been Nintendo, so PlayStation doesn't bother me. But it does scare me though, because I feel like other companies are going to go down that same route. Because if Nintendo sees PlayStation doing that, they're going to look at that and be like, oh, PlayStation's doing really well. Let's do that. We can own other people's games even though they bought it. Okay, bet.
Yeah. I don't know. Also, chat, be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. It's crazy. We're at episode 85 right now. 5 more until episode 90. It's gonna be pretty crazy. So, hope you all enjoy
I just
it.
realized we're gonna get to 100, episode 100 this year.
Yes, and I have a big plan for it. So, stay tuned for that.
Cool.
One second. Yeah, I haven't heard a word from Natasha at all, and I think Jump did promote the stream. I'm not sure if he's hopping on though, which is unfortunate because this next topic is about like Natasha can't talk about, but that's fine. So speaking of gaming and stuff, Nintendo surprised us No, not Saturday. What am I saying? This Tuesday, they surprised us with a Knockout Tour update. So they announced 2 new games. Hey, Jump, what's good?
Hey, Dixon, how you doing?
What's good, Dixon?
Hey, Dixon, how you doing?
So yeah, so Nintendo surprised us with a surprise update for Knockout Tour. They are adding 8 more rallies to the already massive Knockout Tour, and they shadow dropped that with no announcement, no nothing. Apparently, we just heard this on Twitter. Everybody's like, "Holy shit! They added 2 new 2 new Knockout Tours." So, does this mean it's gonna be like a booster course pass for Mario Kart World, or is it gonna be something else entirely? So, I guess we're just here to discuss what's happening with the game and everything else. So, Stefan, what did you think of this update, since I know you played it?
I mean, finally, it's an improvement because we've been waiting for DLC, for content for Mario Kart World for over a year now, and finally, thankfully, Nintendo is listening and adding more updates and more tracks and all the other stuff, which is really cool. I played both of the cups, and I gotta say, I like the first cup better than the second one because I like the second half of the first cup better than the second cup. Like, I like the dry, whatever it's called, the dry stage.
Desert
and
Hills.
I like Bowser's. No, not Desert Hills. The what is the course based off of? What?
Far Away?
No, the cup for Knockout Tour, like one of the stages, it's dry ruins or something, or like dry. I forgot what it was, but I mean it's dry, and then
Bones
Bowser's
Burnout?
Yeah, thank you. Dry Bones Burnout, and then it goes into Bowser's Castle, which I think is really cool. That's kind of why I like the first one over the second one. But overall, it's nice that they added an improvement for the game finally, and hopefully, this leads to more Grand Prix and characters and Knockout Tours being added in the game because we need more content for Mario Kart World. Sonic Crossworlds and all these other games have DLC and stuff, and Mario Kart World has been lacking behind, even though that game came out first and it's been out for over a year. So it's good we're finally getting content.
Yeah, I'm just a little upset at Nintendo for shadow dropping this because what the fuck happened to announcements? Are those just dead? Like we haven't gotten shit from Mario in the previous direct, and now you're just shadow dropping a fucking booster course pass for Mario Kart Tour unannounced, or for KO Tour unannounced. Like it's fucking weird. I don't know why they did this.
Maybe it's better that way because it's more of a surprise. Because if they announced it, then people just wait for it. But at least now
it's a surprise either way because
Oh.
no one expected DLC right now. So why don't they just do? I mean, yeah, it's not that big a deal. It's just like extra, it's extra intermissions in tracks that are already in the game. But still, like everybody likes Knockout Tour. It's a pretty good mode, and they're just shadow dropping like a whole booster course pass with like 8 other fucking like Knockout Tours, and they're just like, yeah, let's just drop this on a fucking random Tuesday night. They'll deal with it. They'll be excited. Like, what? I mean, yeah, we are excited, but where's the announcement? Where's like the build up for it,
Right,
You
yeah.
can't just do
Yeah, that's
like
true.
they did that with Bob on Blast in this game, which I bet you didn't even know is in the game now.
Wait, they added Bob on Blast?
Yeah,
Oh
they
yeah, I
added
can
Bob
see
on
your
Blast like 3-4 months ago. No one knew
I can
about it
see
because they fucking shadow
the
dropped it.
problem. I can see the problem now, like what you mean, because like there's modes and people don't even know that it's even in the game. Like I just found out Bob on Blast is in Mario Kart World.
Yeah, that's crazy. I would figure that like this will be something that would be like covered in the Nintendo Direct or something, or like a special Mario Kart Direct. Like, why is this like not even like a big announcement for anything? That's kind of like really weird that they're even shadow dropping in the first place.
Like the weird thing is, like I feel like Mario Kart for the Wii U put in more effort within the past year of their first year on the Wii U compared to like Mario Kart World. Like they had a whole DLC announcement. They had 200cc. They had a DLC announcement. They told us
Right.
when it was coming out, all the other stuff. Mario Kart World, it took over a year to get DLC, and they just shadow drop everything. Like, oh, here you go.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Yeah.
It just makes me question like what's going on in Nintendo. Like, do they even care about this game anymore? Like, yeah, it's controversial with the intermission courses, but you have the chance to make this a better game. Which, yeah, I'm not dissing the KO rallies. They're fun and all. Like, I like them both, but it's just, what are they doing? Why are they just announcing
Right.
this willy-nilly with like no fucking build-up? Like, they're just shadow dropping it out of nowhere, and they're just expecting us to be like, oh yay, they had a DLC. Like, we're just left questioning like, okay, why wasn't this in a direct? Why didn't this have like, fucking Splatoon has a direct, Star Fox had a direct. Where the fuck is DLC for Mario Kart World? And we've been asking for it for over a year now, and no one expected it the first like 5 or 6 months. Now it's been over a year, and we have Bob on Blast that got shadow dropped, and now this. And they updated the intermission courses online. So like, what are they doing? It makes
I hate
no
to
sense
say this, but
whatsoever.
I hate to say this, but I feel like just decisions like this is what's going to cause the Switch 2 to not do as good as the Switch 1.
Yeah, it's going down for sure. I mean, it may not be like right away, but it is going down for sure. I'm willing to bet money on that.
Like it's not like I don't think it's going to fail. Like I don't think it's going to be like the Wii U, but I don't think it's going to do as good as the Switch 1.
I mean, the Wii U had it rough for sure, yeah, and more people care about the Switch 2 because they actually like are promoting it well, but at the same time, like, is there any games that are worth it on the Switch 2 right now? The only one I can think of is Bonanza. The rest are fucking remakes or just games that, like Mario Kart, that is just like, okay, cool game, not worth $80.
Yeah, exactly. Like everybody's playing the Switch 1 games. The one game that everyone's playing now that I got to get is Tomodachi Life because that's the game that everyone's playing all day, every day, 24/7.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
Tomodachi's doing well, and same with fucking, like, people are still playing 8 Deluxe and Jamboree and stuff. Those are all Switch 1 games. Switch 2 just has Bonanza and, like, parts of World that are fine, and that's it.
Yeah, it
not to
doesn't have a
mention
lot
that-
going for it.
Not to mention
Well-
the fact that the Switch 2 updates for the Switch 1 games aren't even worth it. So people are just playing the Switch 1 stuff and not even buying the Switch 2 stuff.
Yeah.
I kind of disagree with that one. Yeah, because like we do have like good bangers like Metroid Prime 4 and like Champions is also pretty good. But if you're like a really good Pokemon fanatic, and I personally played the new Star Fox. It's actually pretty damn fire. So I do like that one as well. Yeah, those games are actually pretty damn decent. I'd say like they're worth it. So.
Yeah,
Well,
but,
I'm kind of 50-50 on that stance with that one.
I mean, they haven't sold as well as, like, Bonanza, let's say, and, like, I don't think Prime 4, I could be wrong, but I don't think Prime 4 was as, like, well received as Bonanza, because Bonanza had, like, an award for, like, Best Family Game. Well, actually, no, Prime 4 came out after the Game Awards, so that doesn't work, but either way, like, Air Riders came out, Metroid Prime 4 came out. Both of those games, I think they were dead on arrival because I haven't heard shit from them. People still talk about Bonanza, which is good, and they're updating the shit out of that game. They have their own booster course pass in that game, which is stupid. But yeah, there's nothing for World, and like we're a year into Switch 2, and I honestly don't think it's worth getting right now. So this might just be me. Jump, did you see X-Men?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to discuss it a bit before our main topic?
Do love what was going on with this new season 2. Oh my god, it was so fantastic with a lot of epic stuff, especially with Days of Past Future. They kind of flipped it with the nameplate when they with episode 1 for season 2, and I just like the whole core dynamic with the development of Cable and the character itself. Like it's awesome, like what Jean Grey and Cyclops had to go do in order to go protect Cable, and to help him understand like who he is and like why the certain events had to go happen as to why he was so confused of not being able to like see his parents or whatnot. But it's really touching and dramatic at the same time, with the fact that the things actually finally do come together when he realized that they're actually reunited in general, and with the X-Men going into the future to stop an apocalypse. That was those scenes and those epic moments were fantastic. I really do like all the stuff that I've seen with it. Storm, I mean, like her dynamic as well, like with her becoming, I think it was like Solar Storm, when she had a power up, well,
Oh yeah, I
with the
forgot about that.
with the sun. Yeah, so there were epic moments like that as well. Yeah, I mean, like it was still, it was truly cool. Uh, I've just, it really felt like all 3 episodes, even though like the 3rd episode is really just like a part 1. And I really can't wait what happens for part 2. In terms of when they were in ancient Egypt, with development of and Saber Nur. It seemed like all of them were just like its own mini series. Like each episode was just like its own mini series. Did you all like kind of like felt that way as well with it? Because we had development of Cable like as a son that eventually became like the mean that we know today, and then we have the X Factor versus the X Force. I think that was like episode 2. Yeah, that was episode 2.
Yeah, that was episode 2.
With what happened in 1997, right? When Cable, future Cable actually does what he can in order to develop the X Force, and which is like pretty much like an anti-registration version of the X-Men. That's like that's like anti-government, anti-police, but like they're their own unique mercenary task force groups of mutants. Going up against X Factor, which is more like a pro-registration a mutant group that's completely operated and owned by government. Okay, that's doing everything they can in order to go police the world through the means of government itself. Um, I mean, like I love those moments for episode 2 as well, especially with the character development of Jubilee and Sunspot. The fact that like she becomes like her own hero that kind of navigates through the situations with this future Cable. And even though like Cable is kind of like a jerk in the future and like and kind of like questionable as a leader, it still kind of like all meshes well with the dynamics of what it means to actually be like an X-Man, and we should never ever like forget about those principles. So yeah, so there's a lot of things going on with episode 2, and then episode 3, is with the ancient Egypt with and Saber Nur. Turns out the Apocalypse himself was the first mutant ever in history. So, and that character development with that, uh, he was he was kind of like not really manipulated by Magnus, but pretty much just want to go understand like his role as a mutant and what he can go do in order to like go up against like mankind and him being ridiculed and treated as a slave from how he was from the past himself as just a child, so now what he is now, for as a leader for ancient Egypt, or at least going up against a leader of ancient Egypt. Sorry. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like all three episodes, like it just felt like its own unique adventure. Like I love what I see so far. I really think that it's awesome. Everyone should really go check it out.
Yeah, I agree. It's a very good show, and I agree with a lot of your points that you were saying.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
All right. So main topic.
Anyone? Yeah. Anyone else see it before, or anyone else see the X-Men?
Jake and I saw it.
Yeah, we
Okay.
saw it.
Okay.
And spoilers, we both love it. All right. So in exactly 13 minutes from now, America is turning 250 years old, which is
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy to think about.
Right.
Because first of all, has it seriously been 250 years already? Part of me thinks it's already passed, but it's kind of hard to believe it's gonna be here very soon. And
Yeah,
then,
I feel that too. Yeah.
and the second thing is, like, first of all, this is a very monumental event because, as you all know, America was formed because there were some people that just did not want to be part of under Great Britain, so they left and basically just formed America as to how it is into how it is today. They made the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and throughout the 250 years, though it was a short time, there's been some ups and downs for sure. But without getting too political, what do you guys think of America turning 250 today, or in like 12 minutes?
I'm really happy about that. I mean, it's a big deal that it's been like 250 years. I mean, this country is actually young, relatively speaking, to the rest of the world. Because other areas have been around for like much longer. So our history is kind of short, but also like packed with a lot of stuff. I really like that.
Yeah,
I always love learning about U.S. history in classes.
absolutely. And despite being a short time, America's been having one of the most interesting histories ever. Because, I mean, China and Egypt have been around like way long before America was even founded. But America,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
we've had like the Revolutionary War, which I would argue is the most important war we've ever had. Both World Wars, Pearl Harbor, 9/11, almost 50 presidents throughout the years. It's just been a crazy time, and it's not stopping anytime soon, that's for sure.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really much to I guess I could just lift the political ban for a little while. Don't get too controversial though, because we don't want to lose fans here. So, but yeah. So, do you guys think America is the same country that it once was today? Like, do you think it's the same country today as it was back then? Same motive, same like principle, same everything.
It's definitely different. I would say that.
Yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
It's very different. I do like that we have a lot more freedomistic values and culture. It's a great country to be at when it comes to in terms of that. Like, we have the freedom to, like, say our political stance. We have a freedom to to be part of like whatever type of religion that you want to be part of, or any type of like community that you want to be part of. It's even though there's some controversial bits to certain things, I'm trying to like tiptoe it so I don't get too political. Yeah, so we all can just enjoy like a lot of freedomistic values and stances with a lot of things that you can't really get blessed with the rest of the world. So you know, it does have its own. It does have its very own unique caveats and mix of features with with, with how you come across like international culture and like a blending pot of people in all walks of life from different areas of the world. I mean, like you guys can like come here, and even though it may be like a culture shock to like to like certain events and like certain things that we do here compared to like other countries in the world, you are free to show your value and your integrity, and like for the most part, people won't necessarily like, really question it. I mean, like we welcome all arms and all people. So
Yeah.
not except for terrorists and legals, but we're not gonna
Amongst
get,
others, but yeah.
yeah, amongst others. But
Yeah.
other than that, yeah, I mean, like it's a great country to be, and like I'm glad that I was born here. Uh, but yeah, overall.
Yeah, and it's got a lot of beautiful places to go to as well. Like we have, I mean, despite the like status of New York, I still think New York has like some very cool like places to go to. I mean, you got the Statue of Liberty, you got Central Park, you got
Yep.
Times Square, and then in California you have like LA. You got a lot of beaches around here. There's a lot of mountains around here too. There's the Grand Canyon. There's Mount Rushmore. Just a lot of beautiful places you can go to, and it's crazy that in the span of 250 years we've been making lots of important moments in history, and it's a very interesting time to be alive. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Stephanie, got anything? Good talk.
Yeah. Yeah,
Seven,
because
okay.
this is actually a very interesting question for me because being, a political science major, like graduating with a political science degree, all we do is kind of talk about history and politics. So one thing I can say, which is really good about America, is we have the most job opportunities that we've ever had as American citizens. Nowadays with, social media and with nowadays with like social media and like with technology and stuff, we can pretty much get a job anywhere. We can go out and work, but we can also work from home and work with people from all different people from all different like parts of the country and stuff. Like you can live in like California, for example, and work with somebody who lives in like Pennsylvania, which I think is like really cool and stuff. And another thing that I think is really cool about America is we have the ability, because of social media, to encourage other people to go out and vote in elections. Like you see a lot of these celebrities and influencers and stuff encouraging people to, go out and vote in elections, because even though, we might not like everything our politicians tell us, it's still good to go out and vote and to be updated on what's going on with the world. And with social media makes that easy to social media makes that easy to stay updated and keep updated with what's going on in the world. Instead of sitting at the TV and watching the news all the time, you can get the news from like social media, either from different news sources online, like through social media channels, or you can get it from other influencers and stuff, like, because there's a lot of people who also talk about like the news and politics and stuff, and that's how the media and social media and politics and the law spreads and stuff. Back then, we didn't have all these job opportunities. We didn't have, a voice the same way we do now. The same way how we're able to have different opinions on movies and video games and stuff. That's part of the American dream, because we're able to have an opinion on be able to have an opinion on like movies and video games and stuff and not get in trouble for it. If you have an opinion on in a different country about whether it's your government or whether it's a different type of like issue, you get in trouble for it. But the American dream, you're able to have an opinion. You're able to say like, hey, I don't like this politician, or I don't like these people that are in office. Let's have an opinion and let's be able to vote for them or against them in the upcoming elections, and we're able to speak out and protest against things that we don't like regarding our government and what's going on with our corporate America. Like the same way how we all, earlier today, the same way we all discussed corporate greed and companies, video game companies, shifting to digital content, switching to digital games, and us not being able to physically own the games anymore. That's part of our American dream of being able to discuss that and being able to have an opinion on that type of stuff. Like Jake said before, like if I mod a chair, the government can't come in and like just take my chair and say like, hey, we gotta take this chair, you mod this chair. But with video games, they're able to do that. If you mod like their systems or anything like that, they can just come in and just break your switch, and like you really don't even own anything anymore. Like you own the system in the game, but do you really own it? So that's really the question that everyone really asks and stuff, because Jay Gooden wasn't there before when we were discussing that stuff. But I'm sure Jay Gooden has opinions on that as well. But yeah, overall, I think 250 is an amazing accomplishment. We've had 45 presidents. If you don't count, well, technically, yeah, we've had 47 presidents, but we've had 45 men become the presidents, because we've had 2 presidents that have had 2 non-consecutive terms. So really, we've had 45 men become the president, but in totality, we've had 47 presidents in total. So it's really crazy how far we've really become as a country and stuff. We're able to be able to voice our opinions. We're able to voice our opinions, more than we've ever had before. Because back then, we didn't have social media to give opinions really on anything. We couldn't give opinions on politics, the law. We couldn't give opinions on movies and stuff. Back then, we kind of just accepted what we had, and then just, if you had an opinion, you had to talk about it with friends and family. But nowadays, you can talk about it with everybody from around the world and constantly have opinions on the law, politics, on video games, on movies, and overall, it's really cool, like how, with social media and stuff, and how America and politics and the law is evolving, and how corporate America is evolving, we as citizens are able to always have our opinions and discuss it and make a change for the future. Yeah, so overall, I'm very happy that America got to 250 years. It's an amazing accomplishment, and hopefully we do more great things with America in the future. And thankfully, we'll be able to keep having more and more opinions on what's going on with America in the future. It's kind of crazy how this entire podcast had to do with, technology and social media and having opinions and corporate greed, and now it all just came together with the 250, America turning 250 years. Like, that's a huge transition of an entire, podcast and stuff. We went from the Toy Story 5, technology, to corporate greed, to talking about X-Men and what's going on with, politics and stuff, and now with the 250 America, pretty much. So, yeah, and oh, by the way, it's 12 o'clock. Happy 4th of July, happy 250 America. So, yeah, pretty much overall, great accomplishment. Happy 4th of July, happy 250 America, and yeah, that's it. Sorry, that got really deep and personal all of a sudden. I know that was a long time.
You're good.
But yeah, no, that's yeah, that was pretty good. But yeah, it's been pretty interesting overall. Jake, you got anything to say?
No, not really. I mean, I'm not really sure what to say other than what I said, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fair. America, fuck yeah, hell yeah. But yeah, no, it's definitely kind of hit most of the nails on the head. Yeah, we got free speech. We got a lot of we did a lot of accomplishments. Yes, there have been some bad, but what country hasn't done bad stuff? You know, like no country's perfect. No country is like has like the perfect government or anything. Definitely is like. Here's the thing: social media likes to twist a lot of things, and yes, there's a lot of bad right now, and it's like depending on where you are, it's very scary right now. But I would say it's like America still has a lot of stuff. It's like it like believes in like the American dream is still there, even though it's not really like. I mean, yeah, there's some stuff you can't do, but I think the American dream is mostly still there for like the future of our children and stuff. And we still have the right to bear arms. We still have free speech. Most of the amendments we have are still relevant today, and I mean, the government's a different story, but I still think like we still have the American dream is still there. And you can still have like your dream job and stuff, and like just accomplish most things in your life. It's just a confusing time right now because there's just been a lot of stuff over the past decade and a half that we didn't know about before. So it's just, and I don't think America is as I don't think America's as like. It's not the same country as it was before. There's definitely been some tampering with and a lot of stuff that's been going wrong. And plus, like, with the addition of AI and stuff, I feel like that's taken over a lot of jobs and a lot of, like, corporate stuff. But for what we have so far, it's still there. It's just not as relevant as it was, like, back then. You guys get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get
yeah,
what you're
definitely.
saying.
One thing I can say is, you know, with like social media and stuff, yeah, because like I feel like everything has gotten more intense because you know we're so politically divided as a country, and I feel like a large portion of that has to do with social media and the media in general because we get so much news. We get more news now than we ever have before because we get technology and news rapidly at what's the word? We get technology and news
at the tip of our fingers because we have like access to media.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we didn't have the power that we had in 2004 as opposed to 2026. You know, in 2004 we just barely had social media. I mean, maybe we had MySpace and maybe Facebook, but we didn't have the technology that we have now. Now we have YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, MySpace, LinkedIn, Vine, Pinterest. Well, no, not Vine anymore, but
People
Pinterest.
still use MySpace.
I have that.
Well, it came back, but nobody really uses it anymore. But now we pretty much have everything. And as time goes on, more social media is going to be created and stuff, and more news and social media is going to make everything more and more divided in the country. News is going to get crazy and stuff as time goes on. If the people think stuff is crazy now, people are going to look back 10, 20 years from now and think that this time was a lot more peaceful than what we're going to have 10, 20 years from now, because everything is going to get more and more crazy as time goes on. People think like, people always think in their generation, their time is the craziest. But as time goes on, things are going to get more and more crazy. People just end up not realizing it because everyone worries about what's going on currently and stuff. And what happens too, though, is a lot of people make fun of the future generations, and then as that generation gets older, they make fun of the newer generations, and all the older generations just becomes friends with each other and stuff. Like, it's hard to imagine like us being friends with Gen Alpha, but eventually there's going to be a time where Gen Beta comes along, and we all make fun of them, and we all unite to take down Gen Beta. It's crazy, but it's part of our society pretty much. Like, we feel old as like Gen Z people.
Yeah.
Dang. Yo, Stefan is
Yeah.
out here preaching, man. Dang. Stefan, man.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, no, I've kind of ran out of things to say, but yeah, I didn't expect this pod to go on this long, anyways. But yeah, I agree for most of the stuff. And as for those who are celebrating 4th of July, happy 4th. Enjoy it with your family, friends, whoever the fuck you're spending it with. Barbecue. I would definitely support making like steaks or burgers or stuff. That's American food right there. I feel like every time there's Memorial Day or July 4th, the dads are like, "Yep, I'm making steak tonight." But yeah, no, I celebrate it with your family, your friends, whoever you're close with, and just take this moment to just enjoy life, you know. Spend it with family. Get off of social media. I would recommend staying off social media because there's gonna be there's always crazy shit, but don't doom scroll, don't do any of that stuff. Go outside, breathe the fresh air if it's not raining like it is here. I know that there's a heat wave going on, but at least try to relax as much as you can without
exactly
melting. But just enjoy yourself tomorrow, and hopefully you guys have a good day.
and stay hydrated, everybody, because
Have a good day.
we have a heat wave and stuff. Just be smart, stay safe. Barbecue, hydrate, and overall have fun with your friends and family.
Exactly.
Oh, of course, man.
Yep.
Yeah. Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Happy 4th.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, everybody.
All right, so that is it for the pod for now. Thank you guys so much for joining. Where the fuck is Discord? Why is it not showing up? Okay, one sec. This computer's being a dick. There we go. Okay. So, thank you guys so much for joining. This is a new setup, so I hope the audio was at least decent. I had to turn up my mic because, just to clarify, it's right here. So it's going to be a little weird, but hopefully it's been fine, at least volume-wise. But yeah, so just wanted to do this. This was important because it's a monumental event, because it's 250 years of the country that I live in, so I wanted to do this tonight. So thank you guys again for joining. I might be back tomorrow for Smash Bros, depending if I have the people for it, but if I don't, I'll see you guys next week for Smash Bros. Thank you, Stefan, thank you, Jump, thank you, Jake, as always, for being here.
You're welcome.
Hell yeah.
Always
welcome.
Yeah.
Whew, I gotta get some sleep. I hope you guys have a good day tomorrow. Celebrate with your family, like I said, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one, guys.
Later.
Have a good one, everybody.
All right, later.
Have a good one.